Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celsius 233, your go-to place for fiction book summaries. Today, we will unravel the story within Sweet Thursday by John Steinbeck. Sweet Thursday by John Steinbeck, published in 1954, is a lighthearted sequel to his earlier novel Cannery Row. Set in post-World War II Monterey, California, the book revisits the lives of its eclectic characters, weaving a whimsical yet poignant narrative about love, friendship, and personal transformation. Known for its humor and emotional depth, Sweet Thursday is one of Steinbeck's most optimistic works, exploring human connections in a changing world. Plot summary. In the quiet lull of post-war Cannery Row, the once bustling Monterey waterfront now lies still, its canneries silenced by the depletion of sardines. The street, once alive with the clatter of trucks and workers, has become a place of memories, whispers of what once was. Into this world, Doc returns, weary from his time in the army. He finds his laboratory, Western Biological, neglected and dilapidated, a shadow of its former self. Dust gathers on his books, and the life that once thrived in his aquariums has long since vanished. The weight of the years presses on him, and though he tries to settle back into his work, a gnawing sense of emptiness follows him. Around Doc, the familiar faces of Cannery Row are adjusting to their own changes. Mac and his gang still reside in the Palace Flophouse, their antics as unpredictable as ever. Fauna has taken over the Bear Flag from her sister Dora, turning it into a blend of brothel and finishing school for its employees. Eddie still gathers leftover alcohol to create his infamous cocktails, while Hazel dreams of purpose, his unassuming presence masking a quiet strength. Amid these colorful lives, the row hums with small, quirky dramas, tied together by the bonds of a makeshift family. Into this patchwork community comes Susie, a woman of sharp wit and a fiery spirit. She arrives at the Bear Flag but quickly finds herself at odds with Fauna, who insists she is meant for more than life as a prostitute. Susie's temper and stubbornness set her apart, but her vulnerability hints at a deeper longing for connection. Fauna, with a mix of wisdom and pragmatism, decides that Susie and Doc are destined for each other. She enlists Mac and the boys to aid her in this unlikely matchmaking effort. Doc, meanwhile, wrestles with his own internal struggle. A man of science and solitude, he begins work on a paper about octopi but finds himself unable to focus. His thoughts are clouded by loneliness, and his usual clarity eludes him. Encouraged by his friends, Doc throws a party, but the chaos and merriment only deepen his sense of isolation. It becomes clear to those around him that what he truly needs is love, though he is hesitant to admit it, even to himself. The courtship between Doc and Susie is anything but smooth. Susie, uncomfortable with vulnerability, puts up walls, while Doc retreats into his introspective nature. Their interactions are a dance of misunderstandings, unspoken truths, and small moments of connection. Fauna, undeterred, orchestrates a series of events to push them together, from an impromptu dinner to advice dispensed like fortunes from a sage. Susie begins to see a side of Doc that intrigues her, his quiet kindness, his passion for understanding life in all its forms. One day, Susie decides to leave the Bear Flag and moves into an old boiler that she converts into a makeshift home. The decision is both a declaration of independence and an attempt to distance herself from the chaos of her past. She begins to build a life for herself, one marked by simple acts of self-reliance. Doc watches her transformation with a mix of admiration and longing. The barriers between them start to crumble, though neither is ready to fully acknowledge their feelings. In the backdrop, Mac and his gang concoct a harebrained scheme to bring the two closer. Their efforts, equal parts comedy and sincerity, lead to a series of misadventures that only Mac and his boys could devise. From clumsily delivered advice to unexpected parties, their schemes carry the chaotic energy of men who care deeply but are hilariously out of their depth. Despite their fumbling efforts, something begins to shift between Doc and Susie. It is during a quiet moment, away from the noise of the row, that Doc and Susie finally confront their feelings. Susie, vulnerable yet resolute, lays bare her fears and desires. Doc, with his characteristic gentleness, listens, his scientific detachment giving way to a profound human connection. The two find in each other a sense of belonging that has long eluded them. Their love is not a grand, dramatic affair, but a quiet, steady flame, born of understanding and mutual respect. As their relationship blooms, Cannery Row itself seems to awaken. The once dormant spirit of the place begins to stir, and the community draws closer, united by the joy of seeing two of their own find happiness. Doc's laboratory, once neglected, becomes a hub of activity again. Susie's boiler, once a symbol of her isolation, becomes a place of warmth and laughter. The Row, in its unique way, celebrates the love that has brought new life to its streets. On a golden Thursday, a day when the air feels charged with possibility, the Row gathers for a final celebration. The sun dips below the horizon, casting the sky in hues of purple and gold, and laughter fills the air. Doc and Susie, hand in hand, step into their new life together, their journey a testament to the resilience of love and the enduring spirit of Cannery Row. Above them, a gull with a broken wing soars into the sky, its cry echoing with joy, a fitting tribute to a world that has rediscovered its heart. Hope you enjoyed that. If you're curious about what happens next, explore the rest of Cannery Row series by John Steinbeck. Find them in the description or search Celsius 233. Remember, while our summaries capture the essence, they can never replace the full experience of reading the book. If this summary intrigued you, consider diving into the complete story, buy the book, and immerse yourself in John Steinbeck's original work. Bye-bye, take care, have fun.